Hey everybody, the guy Matthew, and welcome to College Football Picks for Week 5. Let's hop straight on into it. Utah, excuse me, Oregon State up first Friday night. Utah defense looked amazing last week in the win over UCLA. Oregon State lost the nobody wants this bowl to Washington State. Do hope those two teams can find conferences, so, tough for them. Gonna be a tough game for the Utes. Corvallis gonna be walking. Underrated, tough place to play. But Utah's defense looked great against UCLA. I think they look great against Oregon State as well. DJU, because I can't say his last name, struggles still. And the Beavs still falter a bit again as the Utes pick up the win. Give me Utah. Alrighty, up next, the Deep South's oldest rivalry, Georgia and Auburn. Auburn, just like, I mean, their best play came with Jimbo Fisher helping them. So, I mean, I don't know what you to say about that. Georgia Houston another easy one, but I think we'll see the Dogs be in trouble here, kind of like the South Carolina game. On the road, with South Carolina's at home, but on the road, excuse me, Jordan Hale's going to be walking. You know, Auburn might be able to keep it close, but no, Auburn doesn't have a shot to win. What Hugh Freeze doing? Is he building something that can be special down there? We really don't know yet on the plains. But I do think. Sorry about this cough, by the way. But I do think Georgia, we could see to see, isn't great, but very good. And we could see some cracks in the Dogs as Georgia wins, but not pretty. All right, Michigan, Nebraska up next. I know Michigan's gonna win this one pretty easily. Michigan hasn't really inspired on them. He hasn't done anything so far. This was your first road game and only second Power 5 game. So yeah, I think Nebraska's not really good on the Matt Rule. It's gonna take time for them to build up Nebraska, see if they can ever get back. But Michigan's here right now, so give me Michigan to win quite easily. Alright, Kansas and Texas. Shout out to Kansas being ranked 2 straight years. First time since 07, 08, 09. But I don't know if they'll stay ranked for long with heading to Austin. Texas with a dominant win over Baylor last weekend. You know, And I think we expect more of the same. Kansas is a good team, yeah, but the Longhorns started them 55-14 last year in Lawrence, and DK are gonna be obviously a tough place to play. Gonna be walking. I think Jalen Daniels does give Kansas potential to like keep up in this game, but Texas just has too much talent. Sox looks like he's figured it out, and the only chance Kansas has is Texas kind of overlooks them heading into the Red River rivalry game next week. But I don't think Texas will. I think Sock Ewells do what they need to do. Texas's defense has been great. So give me Texas to win. Alright, Penn State Northwestern. How about my Penn State Nittany Lions? With that absolute smashing of Iowa. I know it's Iowa's offense and they're fucking dog shit, but Iowa, still holding its team to a shutout is still incredibly hard, especially when you pull your starters in the fourth quarter. And Northwestern, how did Minnesota lose that game? I saw the box score. No fucking clue. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. Penn State just has way too much talent for Northwestern. Northwestern's not going to keep up. Drew Allen's going to look amazing. Singleton Allen. Penn State's defense is going to continue to play lights out. Very scared Manny Diaz will leave, but Penn State just keeps on rocking and rolling. Shows that they are underrated and that Ohio State needs to look out for when they make the trip to Columbus in a couple weeks. Give me Penn State. Well, a couple weeks, I mean 3 weeks, whatever. Alright. Washington and Arizona up next. This could be a tricky game for the Huskies, as Arizona's 3-1 only lost on the road to Mississippi State of some bad officiating, but Washington's been playing. Washington and Penn State honestly could be 1 and 2 in the country right now if preseason polls want to think. Or, SEC bias with Georgia and Texas eventually, and Michigan and Ohio State bias. As Washington's looked amazing, but I will say, Washington really hasn't played anybody back. Like, they played Boise State, but, like, they're not Power 5, they're decent, and they played, really nobody else of note. So how good are they really, I think, is the question to apply. Not as big as Michigan, but still a question to apply. As I say, I think Gills could give him some fits this weekend, but Fitz, Fitz for the Huskies is just like making it the 50-yard touchdown pass instead of an 80-yard touchdown pass. So I think, Washington will win this one, but I think it could be a closer game than most people think. Alrighty, USC Colorado. I really was impressed. We're going to talk about Oregon a bit here as well because, well, no, but Oregon, I knew Oregon was great, but like, wow, Dan Lanning, that's the defense I wanted to see from Oregon since he got hired, as they absolutely smashed Colorado last week, as the Buffs offense just couldn't get anything done. But USC did have some trouble last week against Arizona State, which was surprising to see. But yeah, this should be a shoot. This should be a classic game. So the best games of the year should be a shootout, just touchdown, 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 touchdown after touchdown. I think Dion and the Buffs will be motivated after getting smashed by Oregon last week. But I think USC knows, like, okay, this is actually a Pac-12, which has been our conference for like ever basically until the past 10 years. That's been mostly Oregon and Utah and Stanford for a bit, and more. Sorry. And USC still is on the way out the door. Both steps proving USC leaves the Pac-12, still their conference. Williams Riley beat the Sandals, father and son, in a shootout. Give me USC to win this one. Next, Oregon and Stanford. Like I said, Oregon absolutely smashed Colorado last week. Bo Nix looked amazing. How about that fake punt? Stanford continues to look bad. I just to see the Ducks. Ducks defense, like I said earlier, that really, really impressed me last week with Oregon. And yeah, I mean, like this, I was just saying, Stanford's super bad, Oregon's super good, national title contender. Give me my Ducks to win my other team very easily. Besides my Penn State, who had a Neville blowout win over Iowa last week, very impressive. Alrighty, Notre Dame and Duke. Shout out to Duke as well for being ranked, but Notre Dame. Duke, are they real? Is Mike Elko building something special here, or will he bolt for a job like a Michigan State, or maybe something in the SEC opens? Maybe A&M pays that buyout to Jimbo, like I've been saying. But yeah, Notre Dame, man, I thought I had that pick last week. That was super frustrating for me. I'm like, yes, I got Notre Dame pick right now, let's go. And then Marcus Sweeney decided, hey, on the most critical play of the game, where the penalty is only half a yard, if that. I'm gonna have 10 guys out on the field. What are they doing? And they ran it straight at it. Like, oh, Notre Dame, this is why people hate. This is why people make fun of you because you do stupid shit like that. And I'm not a Notre Dame fan, by the way. I'm just trying not to let it influence my picks. But yeah, and Duke, starting on the field, good for them. This gonna be a tough game. Dome's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be after Cam and Crazies, when it's Duke, UNC, and basketball for this one. But it will be a close game. I think it's gonna be a very defensive game. Two defensive-minded head coaches. But with all due respect to Riley Leonard and the Blue Devils offense, I think Marcus Siemens is going to be motivated to prove people wrong after last week. I trust Sam Hamill just because of experience. Like I said, nothing against Riley Leonard or Duke's offense. Like, I like them, but I just trust Sam Hamill. I think Marcus Siemens is going to be able to use that loss last week as huge motivation going into this week, as I think Notre Dame ekes out to win in a very low-scoring defensive battle. Give me the Irish. Alrighty, up next, Alabama, Mississippi State. Alabama did pretty well last week, I'd say, in the win. Sorry about that. Yeah, did pretty well. Did pretty well defensively in the win last week. Offense continued to struggle a bit, and Ole Miss, man, their best chance to knock off Alabama with Lane Kiffin, man, the most overrated coach in college football. He's great as an OC, but as a head coach, not so much. But it doesn't matter. Stock Alabama and Mississippi State, who just got smashed by LSU a couple weeks ago at home. Not gonna be the same score, but I expect Alabama to win quite comfortably over Mississippi State. Give me the Tide. Alright, LSU last week against LSU has to get a win against Arkansas last week because they now head to Oxford to play Ole Miss. Like I said earlier, like, man, like, how do you best make this Alabama team in over a decade, and you can't knock them off, man. If I was Smacky Tuck Lane Kiffin, he deserved to look like a dumbass. But LSU had to squeak out the close win in the battle for the Golden Boot over Arkansas. As Gonna be. I think LSU's just too explosive on offense, even for Lane Kiffin. Um, like Ole Miss like doesn't smell a lot of confidence. Like they held up like the offense. Like I know Bama's defensive, but I don't think they'll be able to stop Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors. Mikhail Polkins in that defense give the Rebels issues. So it's gonna be LSU to win pretty handily. Iowa State and Oklahoma. Um, again, like Oklahoma. Excuse me. Oklahoma beat Cincinnati last week. Bit of an ugly game, I'd say. But yeah, I expect them to win this one. I expect Red Little Live next week. It's gonna be a good game. As I think Oklahoma behind Gabriel runs this one pretty easily. Bud Venables has seemed like he's toned things around. Blah, blah, blah. Venables has seemed like he's toned things around in year two for the Sooners. I expect to see more of that, but the big question will be next week. Can he avenge his loss in the Red River game? Give me Oklahoma to win this one. Alright, South Carolina, Tennessee up next. Vols gonna be eager to avenge their loss last year in Columbia that knocked them out of the playoff and injured Tendon Hooker. It's Tennessee's offense, though. Knoxville's gonna be walking. Neyland's gonna be an amazing place. As I think Tennessee gets in yellows like South Carolina's 2-2. They lost to Georgia and North Carolina, so like quality opponents, but I think Tennessee's offense will be too much with the with like you saw it like in the BMO Hypo matchups. Hypo beat him at home, BMO beat him at home. Home determines the field in this one. And I think that home field Neyland's gonna help Tennessee out. I think the offense won't be. I think their offense, while showing some cracks, still think it will be enough to win. Give me the Vols to win this one. All right, Florida, Kentucky. My, how times have changed. Not the Gators being linked, but Kentucky being undefeated in football for a bit. Even though their schedule's like dumb, like weak as hell. But Falcons lost 31 straight to Florida Mumbly, but have looked pretty dominant the past few matchups, winning last year in the Swamp, as the Gators look to get revenge. And I think the Gators will get revenge. Kentucky State a weak schedule, and they've struggled at times against Eastern Kentucky and the FCS school at home. Against the Gators, who I thought were really bad, I think the Gators could continue to prove me wrong this year. I think Graham Oates, will lean on the run game with ETN. And I think he'll be able to make plays when he has to, as I think ETN pals the Gators to another SEC win. Give me Florida to win at Kentucky. Shout out to Mizzou for being ranked. First time since we've stayed in 2019. Playing Vanderbilt, so Missouri should continue to stay ranked, as they are undefeated. Good for them basically is all I have to say. That win over Kansas State. Good for them if you continue to stay undefeated, and maybe Tennessee's look shaky. Florida as well. Kentucky we don't know either. Can they? South Carolina could they rise up to be number 2 in the SEC later this year? We'll have to wait and see. But give me Mizzou to beat Vandy. Last and not least, let's give a big shout out to Fresno State being ranked. Big win over Purdue in Week 1 is the most horrible thing I'd say. And how about them Bulldogs? Fresno State Bulldogs. As I expect more of the same. Nevada's of the worst teams in college football this year, and I think Fresno State cruises. So give me Fresno State to win. All right, so to recap, picking Utah, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Penn State, Washington, USC, Oregon, Notre Dame, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Florida, Missouri, and Fresno State to win. Those are my picks this week. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys later. Later, guys.